Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Carolina Conversation. Right now, we're going to talk about Carolina basketball, and we have no other than one of my teammates, my brother, one of the greatest, in my opinion, for sure, my protector, the enforcer, the man behind why we were so good at the University of North Carolina. We have no one other than the Makhtar Jai.
Thanks
How
for
you like
having me,
that? How
Shammond.
you like that?
That's a lot of flowers you're throwing my way, man. I
Hey, well,
appreciate
I'm
that,
glad.
bro.
Most people aren't able to give the flowers when they supposed to give them. So I'm gonna give
Right.
my flowers, and it's good to have you on this brief segment where we're going to talk about the Carolina basketball team. As we know, tonight they're going to play against the University of Miami. It's going to be a difficult game, but I think the Hills can pull it out. What are your thoughts about the Hills this year?
You know, it's funny. We're playing under these circumstances that are not really easy. I
Mhm.
mean, an empty gym, and you got a new team, bunch of freshmen, and so that's not really easy. And I commend them from just like being in games, to be honest with you, because I think we're missing the Hill fans. Because the NC State game, if that was in the full gym, I'm sure we could have found a way to make it work. So, but they got a chance today to do something, and I think if we can just play together, move the ball, and do the little things that Carolina basketball is known for,
Mhm.
I think we'll kind of get over that hump.
Yeah,
Because we win close games and stuff, but we just don't have a closer. And
right,
right now, I think that's the biggest problem they have. Kids are trying to figure things out,
right.
and I'm sure if practice time was available to them and summer and all that stuff, with COVID, most of those things were taken away from them.
Right.
But and I think that's what they're missing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting that you say that because I second that. But I feel like they've done a good job. And I've told people, even though our record may not show it, I've told people like, and, with the young guys, having an opportunity to play is a blessing in itself. But it doesn't mean that you really know how to play 40 minutes against a 23-year-old, or 22-year-old guys that are seasoned, that know the game and got a lot of experience under their belt. So I think one thing is like you said before, being able to grow is going to help them a great deal. But I also like that we have a lot of players that are capable of coming in and giving the Heels a punch, be it offensively or be it defensively. But you have a lot of talent across the board. What are your
You
thoughts
know,
about that?
well, the thing is, I mean, being in North Carolina, you gotta get the best punch of the opponent every game.
Mhm.
I mean, whether you play Fairleigh Dickinson or NC State or Kentucky, it's always gonna be competitive because they're gonna come in and they're gonna try to beat
Right.
you. I was watching the Georgia State game and I'm looking at them like celebrating after the game. They acted like they won the national championship, which I
Right.
understand
Yes.
because I think us being us and the way we did it, we took a lot of things for granted.
Hmm.
And looking back, you realize, wow, we did something special.
Hmm.
So, and I feel like these kids have a chance to do the same thing. Now,
Hmm.
the circumstances are totally different, you know, and again, kudos to them because I don't know how I would act playing in an empty gym and practicing. I mean, not seeing because see, all those little things that we've done in the past and we benefited from, meaning the older guys coming in during the summer, playing pickup and all, that make us gain experience.
Yes.
We gain a lot of experience. These kids don't have all that,
Hmm.
you know. So it's kind of difficult as itself just to kind of overcome that.
Right.
Now the pressure that we're putting on them as alumni, forget the fans, just us. Because we always going to try to, we're striving for excellence, like Jawad always said.
Yeah.
So I just feel like they need to find a way to buckle up and play for what's in front of their
Well,
jersey instead of what's behind.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
sometimes you have the impression that some of them are just out there trying to get their numbers,
Yeah.
And you know how I am. I'm just going to speak it like as I see it.
Oh no, no question.
I've seen a lot of, instances where a guy will open and they didn't get the ball, for instance. We got a
Yeah.
lot of bigs. Why not punish these other teams? Punch the ball inside, punish them,
Right.
But we're not doing that. We're taking
Right.
jumpers. Everybody want to look cute. Everybody ain't like Shammond Williams, I'll tell you that. Or Vince Carter, or whoever else,
Yeah.
Danny Green. Those guys, it's a different breed. The
Yeah.
game has changed, but that doesn't mean you have to do what everybody else is doing.
Right.
Our strength today, we got all these big guys, and they skilled.
Right.
But I don't think we're using them the way we should.
Right.
Because we're not dominant as we're supposed to with all the guys we have in.
Yeah.
And that's one thing. Being a big guy, I gotta,
I know.
feel
It's
that.
interesting that you went there because you actually took away my next question. My next question to you was like, Mac, how do you feel when you see that we have the interior that we actually have, and then you begin to think, there, out of the 4 guys that we're actually playing, 3 of them are McDonald's All-Americans.
Yeah.
And sophomores are younger. So, being the big, and I totally agree with you. I think we are interior game, a team. I was going to say, what are your thoughts about having, that level of talent for our program? And you being an NBA scout for the New York Knicks, what are your thoughts and your opinions of having such talented kids on the interior?
Well, I just feel like those kids are underused. First of all, I'm gonna say this: they nice kids. And when I say nice kids, I don't know them personally, but what I'm watching on the court, they're just nice guys. Because I don't see them set picks and see the opponent grab the neck or grab the back, and you're not trying to hurt anybody, but you're trying to make sure they know that you're there, Because I know that the guys I played against, they know I was there.
For sure.
So in order for the guards to shine, the bigs had to open up the door.
That's right.
And I have the impression that the bigs want to be guards and the guards want to be guards. So you got a team full of guards. Where you have like 4 7-footers, McDonald's All-American, where you should punch the ball inside, and that will open up everything. And I'm sure coach is telling them to do it. But guys, I just want to shoot jump shot. They want to look cute, fade away, and all those things. Instead of just going to the basket. Even if you miss, that will give you the opportunity to rebound. Now, you want to have some big numbers? Go miss under the basket 10 times. That's 10 rebounds. Get the ball 10 times.
Right.
But we're not utilizing, well, at least the kids are not taking advantage of what they have, which is the size, the mobility. Our interior defense is soft. Just call it like this.
Well, hopefully tonight against a Miami team that they don't have they haven't in the past had their leader, Chris Lights, who was a kid that I recruited when I was at Tulane. He's a little man. He's probably about 5'5", but my goodness, he has such an impact on the game.
Yes.
So hopefully he's not playing tonight. But even if he is, hopefully the Hills will take advantage, like we discussed. The kids understand what Coach Williams is trying to get them to do, and enter that basketball into the interior, because when you enter the ball into the interior, in all fairness, because you have such talented guys in there, they're probably going to double team, and that's going to leave you with a wide open shot.
Exactly.
So that's why you never had a problem getting the ball from me. Well, go ahead, Mac.
Well, that's the point I was trying to make, because you got 2 7-footers, and you look at like traditionally, Carolina always had bigs. From Coach Williams, Coach Smith, '93 team, they won a championship with Salvador and Montrose.
That's right.
And George Lynch, Matt Winstrom, those guys. Then I played with Serge and Ed Geff and those guys. So we always had like bigs, that could get the job done. I'm not even talking about the Rasheed Wallaces of the world and Antoine Jameson. So these kids, the size is there, the athleticism is there. But, dude, I don't know. Do they want it as bad as we do? Because if I know I have an advantage over someone, I'm definitely going to try to use that as much as I can. I'm going to milk it until the milk is done, you know. And you're right. Miami got this explosive kid, you know. He's dynamic and can really play the game, but you keep him outside. Make sure he doesn't get nothing inside.
Or if he drove it down on you, Makhtar, what would you give him?
Oh man, you know.
he'll get he'll get one drive. One
He'll
drive.
make sure he know. We'll definitely will meet. That's for sure. Yeah, and I would be very willing to hit him with a nice to meet you air ball. You know,
Right.
but I won't hurt him. Just make sure
Yeah.
he knows I'm there. That's all.
No question. No question.
You know.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go and watch tonight's game against Miami at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We look forward to a great basketball game. We look forward to our Heels being successful in getting a win tonight. All right. This will conclude our Carolina Conversation, North Carolina basketball talk. And last but not least, thank you, Makhtar, for being a participant. And
Absolutely.
go Heels.
Thanks for having me.